Hey guys, welcome back to Grab Your Brew, and if you're new, welcome, please like and subscribe. Today we're going to go over the three cases that I have been covering in our current cases playlist. So we have Diddy updates, Jay-Z info, and the whole Blake Lively mess. So go ahead, grab your brew, and join me as we dig into this nasty mess. As we all know, unless you've been living under a rock to at this point, I think even the birds know what we're talking about. Diddy is facing charges for all the trauma that he has caused over the years, thanks to the statute of limitations being changed so that people suffering for crimes could come forward with other victims that have been silenced out of fear over the years. And the sad thing is, Diddy went into this all cocky, fully expecting bail and to be out on house arrest until it was all handled, but he was denied bail 3 times. But after the damning evidence of what he did to Cassie that was caught on camera, and it just triggered the lights to be switched on in all the dark corners of who Diddy really is. Cassie is winning, by the way. She is living her best life. That's the best revenge she could ever have. So I am loving her life for her. I'm so happy.
Cassie just announced that she's expecting her third child. And baby, Diddy, sources in the jail says, did not take the news too well. The sources are saying that he straight up lost it, literally lost it. He was ranting, he was raging, he was spinning out of control. And we all know there ain't no party like a Diddy temper tantrum party. Y'all, people are saying it was ugly.
At this point, I'm still shocked. People are like, oh, free Diddy. Of course, it's mostly his kids and people that are losing out of money because of him, but it is what it is, right? What I will say is you do need to keep in mind that his kids were raised in this, so they think it's somewhat normal per se. But all the stuff leaked that is in the leaked Kim Porter book, which I did read out loud, it's in 2 parts if you want to check that out, because I know it did get removed off of Amazon. But it matches a lot of the allegations from the past victims and what Cassie said herself. The math is mathing that Diddy is nothing but a waste man. And it just goes to show you that men, rich men with money and ego that just love to push limits, it's too much out of hunger and power. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's terrifying because these men have been getting away with this for years because money talks, right? But unfortunately, his first victim is also his enabler. And let's go ahead and take a look at this.
Yeah, that video, wow, man, I still can't believe what I seen. And I remember you told me that, Diddy, he smacked his own mom. And to be honest with you, man, I really didn't believe it. But after seeing that video of him and Cassie and what he did to her, I believe it now, man.
Well, yeah, listen, bruh, Kirk Burrows, the president at the time, a bad boy, told me that he smacked his mother. Kirk Burrows even said it on somebody's platform that he smacked his mother. It may have been your platform that he said that. I remember we was in the car. It was me, Puff, and his mother got in the car with us. And we was in the limousine. We was on, was it 20 West 19th Street or 5 West 19th Street? That was the first bad boy office when they came into Manhattan, not the Scarsdale. I'm talking when they got the first official bad boy office in Manhattan. Yo, his mother got in the car. He was on the phone talking about somebody to something. And then he said to his mother, yo, didn't I tell you to stay out my MF business? Yo, I want to snatch the fucking shadow off him. I said, boy, who you talking to? I said, if you ever talk to your mother like that again, around me, I'm going to beat the shit out you. Now, people don't know and people don't understand. Not only was I one of the leaders of the same gang, I had been around Puff, and I seen him. Like when I when them kids ran him down the block the whole 9 yards. Me and Puff had been dealing with each other from the red zone to the building when they had unsigned hype and all that. So y'all thinking that, oh, this is his bodyguard and everything like that. Y'all call them OGs, y'all call them lieutenants and everything like that. I was one of the leaders of the same gang at the time. And I'm not going to let him, as a man and as a person that I am, disrespect his mama. I said, boy, if you ever talk to your mama like that again around me, I'm going to beat the shit out you. But Gene, I told her to stay out of business. Let me just say this to you right now. If she wasn't for her, you wouldn't have no business.
Why? I guess you benefited too much. Personally, as a boy mom, I'm raising a gentleman who can navigate through his emotions and know it's okay to let his emotions out, and I will help him to navigate them and get through his emotions and desires like a real man should. Let's face it, when you game stuff doing nothing but evil, you will fall. It's just a matter of when, not if, when, because you're definitely going to fall when you do things the wrong way. But let's remember that his disrespect for women stems from his mother, who would run brothels out of our house and have sex parties that he was exposed to from a very young age. So, to a woman and a mother, she is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Well, let's talk about Mama Diddy. Janice likes minors. She likes to drink breast milk, allegedly. She believes it makes you younger. Like how babies need those nutrients to, develop. Those same nutrients, she believes, rejuvenate you. She likes, allegedly, to have threesomes with her son. You know how you and your son play with my friend underage in the bed, Janice? It started with her, Clive Davis. Clive Davis, one of the main ones.
Clive Davis used to abuse Diddy, correct?
Correct.
Allegedly.
And you see right now when they trying to ask him about Diddy, he's playing like he got no memory. But he was right there in the rooms with my friend who was underage. You know why he has so much anger against women? Because of you, Janice. Because of what you did to him. But Janice, you the worst one. You created it.
So back to why did she enable him? She used his power. His power was her gain. She didn't just survive him, she was helping him the whole time, as he was abusing her too. And we know this because the co-founder of Bad Boy Records, Kurt Burles, said verbatim that he abused, well, not verbatim, but he said that he abused his mother, his lovers, his exes, and his artists. But for more details on the dirt that he is going to court for, go ahead and check out our other videos because I'm going to the new tea here. So the real tea is, I've been waiting to tell you. I've been waiting for the perfect time to sit down and record this. But the real tea is that one of Diddy's lawyers got up and quit on him. First of all, what's with all these lawyers quitting all of a sudden? Because I never heard of lawyers quitting. I've heard threats like you can get yourself new legal counsel. But all of a sudden lawyers like, not me. This is what makes it more questionable. The lawyer that quit on him, now keep in mind he does have a whole team of lawyers. So you would think, why is everybody worried about this one lawyer quitting? Because this lawyer was the same lawyer that represented Saddam Hussein. Yeah, I said that, guys. This lawyer represented Saddam Hussein. So he was like, terrorists, okay, I'll represent them. Someone's got to represent them. But when it came to Diddy, he was like, guys, I don't know if I can do this one. I'm just going to step away. He did not give a reason why. He was just saying that basically, on all counts, I ain't doing this. Too much for me. Too much for me. What does that tell you, ladies and gents?
3 months before his high-profile trial is expected to start.
On Friday, a surprising announcement came down. One of his defense attorneys suddenly quits the case.
I'm Elizabeth Milner with Law and Crime. Now, this particular defense attorney's reason for quitting wasn't really a reason at all, making his departure a lot more puzzling. Shortly after Diddy's arrest, his defense team grew when he stacked on 2 more defense attorneys to join Mark Agnifilo and Timmy Garagos at the defense table. Now, the 2 that joined at the time were high-profile attorney Alexandra Shapiro, whose client Sam Bankman-Fried actually shared a unit at the detention center with Diddy, and high-profile death penalty attorney Anthony Rico. Now, while the pair joined around the same time, Anthony, in a court filing on Friday, said he's leaving the case. In the filing, Anthony Rico said, quote, "For the reasons set forth below, this motion for withdrawals is filed so that Sean Combs may move forward with his defense and to commence jury selection and trial without any delay. As a result of discussion with lead counsel Mark Agnifilo, this motion for withdrawal of counsel is filed. While I am aware that the local rule requires that an application for withdrawal of counsel is supported and granted, there are sufficient reasons related to protections afforded by the attorney-client privilege for brevity in my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case. Although I have provided Sean Combs with the high level of legal representation expected by the court, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs," end quote.
Of course, I couldn't share this without sharing a video. I love this man. He has me in tears. He is one of my imaginary besties. So let's go ahead and listen to a Josh Johnson clip.
Diddy's lawyer trying to quit. His lawyer's name, I might be mispronouncing it, but I'm pretty sure it's Anthony Rico, which is one of the most insane last names to have while not wanting to represent Diddy at all. That would be like your lawyer's name being Danny Murder, and he's like, I can't be next to you, though. That's wild that I can't be over here. And so, he filed a motion so that he could quit, and in the motion he says, under no circumstances can I continue. Woof. Under no circumstances can I continue. This man's paying you millions of dollars. Under no circumstances can I continue. And then they you ask, hey, why can't you continue? And he said, hey, look, I'm not gonna give you any reasons, okay? People are asking him, I'm not gonna give you any reasons, okay? Because that would violate attorney-client privilege, which I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law. I don't know many laws at all. But that sounds very guilty to me. That sounds wildly guilty. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law. That sounds very guilty. It feels like when you're saying, hey, why are you quitting? Because I have to. Why? I can't tell you it would violate attorney-client privilege. Just that sounds like he did it then. That sounds like he did everything then. And the thing that's special about this particular lawyer, Anthony Rico, saying under no circumstances can I continue, is that this guy was Osama bin Laden's lawyer. And it's like that. Sir, what did he do? What did he do to make you, who defended Osama bin Laden, who defended Osama bin Laden in 2001, Pink Osama? If there was ever a time where the heat was on Osama bin Laden, it was 2001. And you were right there, like my client. But you were Diddy's lawyer. And you were like, you know what? Terrorism is one thing.
Don't forget, Diddy's court case starts on May 5th, so go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so I can keep you updated as we go along. I'm sorry about the cat, okay? I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with him cat and mouse. He's a new family member. Come here, mister. His name is Mr. Gray. His name is Mr. Gray. He's a new family member. He literally just got here a few hours ago, so he's sniffing around the house, cat and mowing. Aren't you, Mr. Kitty? Mr. Gray, I should say. He's purring, that's a good sign. But anyway, don't forget Diddy's court case is coming up on May 5th. Like, subscribe, I will keep you fully updated on it, I promise. Alright, now I've had a lot of people asking me why I didn't cover the whole Jay-Z stuff, because it does kind of coincide with Diddy, right? Well, it's not that I'm playing favoritism, however, we can all point out the obvious that Jay-Z is definitely a better music artist than Diddy is. Diddy is more of a suit than an artist. However, I'm not saying that Jay-Z is innocent, because you are the company you keep.
How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing. I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately: Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through. That changes now, Sean. You have no choice. That Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter. They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly.
For those of you who are unaware, Jane Doe, who filed against Diddy with the alleged R word at the age of 13, originally had listed an unnamed famous person in her lawsuit. But then it came out later when they did an amendment that it was Jay-Z, which, let's face it, we all pretty much guessed it was Jay-Z, because look at him, because it's extremely believable, because they were always in ish together back then, right? Check out my recording on the Kim Porter book, because she even mentions it in the book. And if you're not like that, maybe you need to get better friends, right? I would say so. But so the Jane Doe case has been dropped with prejudice. And when it's dropped with prejudice, it means it can't be used again. It can't be brought back up again. Does this mean that he's innocent? Of course not. We all know that that man has a big ego. Okay, so on March 5th, 2025, Jay-Z, Carter's legal team, submitted new evidence to the California case. The evidence was related to the defamation case against the lawyer Tony Busby, who made allegedly false R-word allegations against Carter. But that has to be proven. A defamation case is extremely hard to win. Extremely hard to win. It has to be proven without a doubt that they actually did defamation on your name. They have to be proven wrong in order for them to win. But what they are really banking on is that people look at the fact like, oh, he must be innocent, he's suing, he's fighting back, and they're just hoping that they leave it at that. Money and power can be extremely... If money makes me that evil, I don't want it. I would rather die with my dignity and self-respect and morals intact. I really would. But this is a quote from a news article. Jay-Z is lying on reeks of desperation, says his lawyer representing the Jane Doe, who accused a Grammy-winning rapper and the incarcerated Sean brackets P. Diddy Combs of repetitively R-wording her in 2000, which she was 13 at the time, in the alleged public case, and it was dismissed by the plaintiffs on Valentine's Day. After it was played out in court and in the press for months, Tony Busby today claims things have turned even more nasty in the recent weeks. Now, one thing I do want to point out is Jay-Z was so worried about it being public, and nobody knew about it till he made it public. He made it public. The lawyer also said, pay attention here. They wanted a headline, so in the new case, they falsely claimed she recanted. She didn't. She hasn't, and she won't, Busby said. Today in a post on social media, Jane Doe won her case to remain anonymous. But we have also all seen what people in witness protection get unalived. So she may have won her case for keeping her name as Jane Doe, but it does not mean that money and power doesn't talk and he didn't find out who she was. Let's go ahead and watch this.
Who alleged SA. Rather than meet with me, Carter's team, Jay-Z's team, sued me for extortion. Those claims were simply stupidly frivolous, and I expect they will be thrown out. Note that it was Carter's team that made this whole thing public. That's also true. Carter's lawyer also came to Houston and met with the local authorities and tried to get criminal charges starting against me. That went nowhere. They then tracked down and harassed former employees and clients from as far back as 20 years. They were caught on tape offering up to 10 grand to a former client to sue me. 3 did so. All 3 cases were patently frivolous. 1 case has already been dismissed. I expect the other 2 will also be dismissed. Because they refused to meet with me and because I have an obligation to my clients, I brought the claims against Jay-Z on behalf of one of those clients in New York. Carter's team filed a meritless motion for sanctions against me, challenged my admission to federal court in New York, and filed a state bar grievance. Here is where it gets really nasty. They found my client who had filed suit. They harassed her. They threatened her. Harassed her family and friends. She has health issues. She has seizures. She withdrew her case. They then sued her and me again for defamation. They'd already sued me for defamation, and most of that case is also being thrown out. Pay attention here. They wanted a headline so that the new case, they falsely claim she recanted. She didn't. She hasn't. She won't. I wasn't there, but the things she claims happened or allegedly happened, I'm just her lawyer. I was sent her case by another firm and vetted it myself with multiple lawyers on my team. The approach here by Carter's team is unprecedented. It reeks of desperation. Wonder why. We won't be bullied or intimidated, period. So that's the issue. Who is telling the truth?
We all know that him and B have a ridiculous amount of money and power. Not to mention the deities that they worship. Throwing that out there. Also have that episode. But it's not fair. It's definitely not far-fetched at all on what they're saying. The problem is because she did it on... I think that she was threatened to do it the way she did it so that she can't bring it up again. Because one thing to drop it, right, but knowing that she could bring it back up again if she did it on a non-prejudiced, I feel like something happened because this is a sick woman. They were harassing her. They were harassing her family, allegedly. They were harassing him. But I do feel like he just took a page out of Justin Baldoni and Johnny Depp's book with the countersuit to save his own face and make himself look innocent in the public eye. But that brings us to the next one. So to catch you up on Blake, well, she's being the spoiled Nepo baby she is. Now, I don't have nothing against Nepo babies. I hope to one day that my child is a Nepo baby. I do. There are plenty of Nepo babies. You know, our dream is to fulfill a life of generational wealth for our family. When I'm saying Nepo baby, I'm talking spoiled Nepo baby. There are plenty of Nepo babies out there that have been raised correctly. But she is a spoiled Nepo baby with narcissistic tendencies who just couldn't fathom that people didn't like her on her press tour. Let me refresh your memory.
Lily Bloom is, oh, look at me in flowers, Lily Bloom.
What's your childhood dream?
To wear Britney Spears' Versace dress.
Best part in making this movie?
I've noticed so many beautiful crystals on teeth. Is that a big fashion thing?
Cutest jeans ever that I'm wearing tomorrow night. Also not sponsored.
Every would look forward to having braces. Okay, that's not what you want to talk about. Okay, sorry.
Really, really cute. And they've got flowers. Best part about making this particular film?
For you guys.
All of it. I mean,
about teeth gems.
Yes, that was really the highlight.
Bruh.
patchwork like jeans that you have.
Magnolia Pearl.
Oh, yeah.
Those are my real life jeans. Those
Oh,
are my
yeah.
boots.
Those boots are so good.
Those are my real life boots.
I don't dress like this in real life, but like I'm having to like do interviews and talk, so I'm gonna wear like a crazy pattern.
A lot of it's my real life clothes or my husband's clothes or my girlfriend Gigi's clothes. I have some of Gigi Hadid's sweaters in the movie. I'm wearing her stuff all over it.
Oh, really?
Tons of like Baldoni, which is with a suit now. I have a few of my husband's shirts and socks randomly in the movie. I'm like, why don't people like my clothes? I'm like, oh, because I'm wearing my husband's clothes. Look at it. You guys are not getting it in the shot. I don't know. I took them home afterward.
Oh, God.
But a lot of that was mine and my husband's clothes and my girlfriend Gigi. What item have I taken from set?
Clothes.
Flowers? None. I usually loan my stuff to set, and those were my boots. Boots were mine. My boots, they're these beautiful boots that I wear that are like fishnet but crystalled. Louboutins that are also a close-up on them when we're dancing in the bar. Those are mine. Yeah, but it was my clothes. She was like, I have that. You can wear mine. So some of that. I should have gone the other way. I shouldn't have like donated my stuff to the movie. I should have taken.
You guys gotta get t-shirts made.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be jean influencers.
Flower jean trend that we all have.
When they see our cute jeans, they're gonna want cute jeans.
I like Snuggies instead as a comfort blanket. Instead, I like Lorraine Schwartz.
No pressure, but like if you guys want to have like cute patches to put on your jeans, so grab your friends, wear your florals, and head out to see it. And you know,
Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
Bruh.
You're telling me that Blake Lively is so full of herself and Delilu that she can't even fathom her hair care products just not doing well because people didn't want to buy them of their own accord, and is trying to blame it on Justin. She claims that Justin Baldoni's smear campaign led to a 78% drop in her sales and is seeking damages because that's how much she can't even fathom that people just didn't like her products. It couldn't possibly have anything to do with the fact that she was promoting her products alongside a movie about DV. Could it? A movie where her hair looked like this and this. Like, yes. Let me run right out and buy these products and my hair can look exactly like hers. Not to mention the actual Blake Brown promotional materials. Her hair also just looks incredibly damaged. I mean, look at this photo. This is an actual marketing material here. Look at all the frizz right there. You guys remember that video of the influencer and she was so excited because Blake did her hair. But before Blake did her hair, it was sleek, it was shiny, it looked perfect. And then Blake pretty much just like messed it all up and made it look like she just rolled out of bed. And we were all supposed to be like, wow, amazing. I love it. Now, but sure, Blake, your hair products didn't sell because of Justin.
All she did was talk about hair care products and basically selling herself instead of doing what she's supposed to be doing, which is promoting this movie based on DV that was based on a book that she never even read, which is the irony of it all. But she was out here trying to throw her balls to the wall and change things about everything. And poor Justin being the nice guy, or as Kinda Sewing says, our cousin. Our cousin was out here trying to be the nice guy, and she was being nothing but a Regina George. And the boy, or the Nepo baby, can't say the boy because she's a girl. You know how people get offended these days. The Nepo baby who cried wolf and was proved wrong with all the receipts, because let's face it, he came with receipts. There's a whole website with receipts because Justin has a very amazing support system. Why? Because he's a good person. But then had the goals to double down instead of throwing it out, double down and try to get anyone and everyone who worked with him to try and speak well. Jokes on her, because this is what resulted in.
Huge heart. Who is the best castmate ever? I do.
He is definitely one of the most generous people I've ever met, if not the most generous person I've ever met. He's all about giving, and it's inspiring.
It's an act of kindness to make someone else happy in 30 seconds or less.
So I'm with my boys Felipe, Julio, and Machado from Real Chef Catering, and they're catering Jane the Virgin, and they just gave me food for 100 people. Yes. And we're gonna go feed the homeless with all their leftover food. So these guys are doing good 30s. Thank you guys. All right, bro. See you later.
It makes him so happy to help people and to give, and it's inspiring. Justin, don't edit it out. I know you're modest, but keep that in there. Stop it.
She is so much more together than I am. No kidding. Love you.
And the funny thing is, during the court case, well, the judge played the raw, unedited footage in the courtroom that I played for you guys on the previous video, and everybody heard it. Everybody. And Blake was... So they went to court on March 3rd, turning the courtroom into what I could best say, by the descriptions, it sounded like a Saturday Night Live skit, is the best way I can describe it anyway. She had a, what they say, is a full-blown meltdown in court. Even her lawyers were side-eyeing her and embarrassed by her. Let's face it, she's not exactly an A-list celebrity. I feel like she's just gotten good roles and she's pretty. But she can play the bitch really well.
You are as dead to me as your brother.
Colin! Now it's our turn.
Your obsession with Serena has grown tiresome.
Just because you have no money and delusions of grandeur does not make it okay for you to be a single white trash female. Nate, this isn't me. You know that.
How would I ever believe anything you say again?
Well, you can believe the part where she does her own hair.
You tried to destroy my friendship with Blair, my reputation, my academic career.
You failed every time, and now it's time for you to go.
I'm trying to.
He's talking about Columbia.
You don't belong there anyway.
If we catch you hanging around again, there will be consequences.
And we're really good at payback.
Spotted. One ugly duckling exiled. Let's hope she doesn't turn into a black swan.
But she walked into the courtroom all high and mighty and requesting that they give her 2.5 years of phone records, locations, text, doctor visits, everything, basically everything. Is she crazy? 2.5 years? That is a high dose of delusional, for sure. I don't know why they thought that this would be a thing. Why would you think this would be a thing? The judge said you obviously could not do that in the nicest way possible. I believe he was sitting in his head. He was like, you are stupid. Why are you here? And the worst part is her smear campaign, that she alleged smear campaign, started in 2024. So why would you need to go back 2.5 years of records? The judge stated her request was overly intrusive. That's one way of putting it, I guess. Overly intrusive. Witnesses says that she tensed up and started to aggressively whisper to her legal team and was visibly shaking because she was so angry as her plan just came crashing down and burning to the ground in real time. I wish I could have seen that. Ooh. Rightfully so. She should be humiliated. She should be humiliated that these things even left her mouth. And from what I saw and what the streets are saying, Ryan didn't even show up to court with his wife. Blake's team doubled down on the stupidity. They rushed to sign even more subpoenas. She wants to make it so that other footage doesn't come forward because, of course, they just played the fact that she's a complete compulsive liar in court. So now she wants to file that no other footage can be used in court. She thought she could use his status to gain victory, and the judge was like, nah, not today, bro. She genuinely embodies her mean girl role from Gossip Girl. That's why she did it so well, because it's her. It is her.
What happens when you try to abuse the legal system to play out your personal vendetta?
The judge makes a point of like, well, then why do you need 2 years worth? In her own suit, she alleges this campaign started in August. So why the reach for 2.5 years? It was nice to see the judge really sort of acknowledge that. Here, this was the part I'm looking.
But oh, it gets worse. Because just when Blake thought she could control the narrative, the truth came crashing down on her head. A leaked recording from Ari Emanuel, CEO of WME, just exposed the biggest Hollywood cover-up of the year. Turns out Blake and Ryan Reynolds weren't just innocent bystanders in Baldoni's blacklisting. They were the ones who pushed for it.
This is the audio. Blake and Ryan's agent seemingly didn't want you to hear.
I wonder if you could tell us about a little bit of a mess that I gather you've been involved in.
Oh yeah. I know where you're going with this one.
Do you have notes on it?
Oh yeah. Those are the two things I said to myself.
Ari Emanuel, the same guy who runs WME, the most powerful agency in Hollywood, was caught on tape admitting that he personally fired Baldoni because of Blake and Ryan's demands. Let that sink in. They didn't just sit back and watch it happen. They made it happen.
So he fired him. I'm a ride or die. That's why he did it. Because he basically said, okay, fine. Yeah, Ryan and Blake, I'm going to go with you. So you did that. You destroyed this man's life rather than wait.
And it gets even worse because Emanuel didn't even have the basic decency to refer to Baldoni by his real name.
Of course, Blake went all damage control mode because to me, she's making herself look far worse because the new PR that she hired, guys.
And Blake knew this was bad because after this leak dropped, she went into full damage control mode. And when Blake Lively panics, she does what any good Hollywood elitist would do. She calls in the CIA.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have hired former CIA agents with a proven track record of lying to the public, gaslighting the public.
Yes, you read that right. Blake and Ryan just hired Nick Shapiro, a former CIA deputy chief of staff, to handle their PR crisis. At this point, it's not even a legal battle anymore. It's a full-blown government-level cover-up. Blake Lively is out here hiring actual intelligence operatives to spin her courtroom L into a win.
They just sort of take out, smear, and destroy the reputations of people that they don't like, or people perhaps that their clients don't like. But the question is, who do they do that on behalf of?
And let's talk about who this guy is. Nick Shapiro isn't just any PR guy. This is the same man who helped push the false narrative that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. That's right. The same guy who straight up gaslit the public about a major political scandal is now running PR for Blake Lively.
She attempted to destroy his life for attention and the rights to a film. Her narrative is, it's dead. It's dead because there is way too much proof. And they need to pay Justin every single penny he requested because they could have cost him his entire career that he actually worked hard for. The judge said this is all so petty. He set the court date all the way to March 9th, 2026. They are so shook. That's why they hired this PR. Hollywood doesn't even associate with her right now. With tech at our fingertips, we have the power to research things now, which is good for us, right? Because all these innocent people that have been affected throughout time because of idols. But remember, you should never worship an idol because you might end up in the basement somewhere. Wait. Did I say that in a basement? Wait. Maybe. Let's face it, they have money and power and enough people to go poof. But don't take it at face value. Do your homework, like and subscribe, so I can do the homework for you guys. Hollywood cannot keep pulling the wool over our eyes. Thank you for grabbing a brew with me, and please join me next time here at Grab Your Brew. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting me. I hope you have an amazing week.
Like and subscribe.